What I always look for is authenticity. Is the story truly captivating? Is it a page turner? Is the director a visionary? Does he have a vision for the script? Is he someone that I could see myself working with for weeks or months on end? And is this project going to be a challenge for us? Are we going to be going that extra mile that we haven't had to go to before? I think with A Monkey's Paw, we found what I always look for to make ourselves better as a production team, which is a true, authentic challenge.
I get a kick out of hearing what people pull from my writing and that interplay afterward of like response, change, adapt, respond, and up until the point to where this thing starts getting built that nobody truly anticipates. Nobody knows how it's going to turn out, but it does. And that's another really cool part of it.
Is it truly a captivating script? Before I even picked it up, I honestly did not think it would live up to the insurmountable hype that everyone gave to me. Everyone was just so enamored with the story and the script. Even my producer David gave me a call and he said, look, you got to read the script because it's amazing. And the moment I started turning those pages, I just started brainstorming. I started thinking up ways to do certain parts of the script, started thinking up ways of making this vision come to life. And I just knew, I don't want to tell you too much about the script, but I knew when I read it that I absolutely loved it.
So collaboration's at the center of every project, and I'm happy to say that I'm excited to work with the people that I'm currently working with right now. Whenever I first told them, Calvin and David, about the stuff I had in mind, they both had so much to offer. David's already got the world on his shoulders all the time. The worlds of like everybody who's involved in this, and everything that we hit with him, he was like, I got it, yeah. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then Calvin has brought such a depth and so much knowledge to like this thing that I hadn't even considered and everything. And with all of us working together, I know that it's going to be something really special. And horror is the perfect genre for all of this, because no matter how freaky or how grisly or grueling or insurmountable those odds are on the screen, the characters have to deal with that. And in turn, that is as close as you are going to get to that insurmountability.
All of our previous projects have been done with no funding, have been completely out of pocket, or because we've had to pull every favor we possibly could. But despite that, we're still incredibly proud of what we've made so far. That got me thinking, what could we actually do with a budget? And there's so many possibilities. We could rent the perfect location that the script demands. We can hire new crew that we haven't worked with before, and more importantly, pay people that have been dedicated with our film crew since day one. We can rent out gear, get props that would enhance the scene, and get the true vision of what me, Devin, and David Rubio have wanted. And this fundraiser is that challenge. It's that new thing that's going to help us grow as filmmakers. And like we've done with every challenge so far, we're going to give it the best we possibly got.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore podcast, the podcast reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 396, and it is your end of the year list here on the Nerdcore. What we usually are really excited to do. Last year's episode was pretty good. We had some really good lists, and today, what's it called? 2020 allowed me to only watch 30 movies, to watch 30 movies this year. And usually it'd be a little bit higher than that, but you know, there's a lot more to come. But as always, this is the Nerd Chicano here, the host show lunch. My wonderful co-host. You got it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the list show.
Yep, the list show.
The top 10.
Yep, the top 10. And if anybody else lives in the hood, you know that right now we are playing the wonderful game of fireworks or gunshots. And it's going right outside my window.
Could be either. Maybe both.
It can be either. It can be either, my friend.
Maybe they're shooting the fireworks.
Yeah. Today's episode would usually be up early for. It would be like, hey, we stream it today. It goes up early for patrons. Releases to the public on Saturday. But this being the end of the year list,
Okay.
I said it needs to go up today because why would you guys want to listen to our end of the year list on Saturday?
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is the last episode of 2020, and then
Thank God.
yeah, and then tomorrow we can kick off 2021 with a live show. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good, right, Brad?
Yeah, it's pretty good timing.
How are you doing, bro? Today has been quite the movie day for you, right?
Yeah, my ass imprint is firmly in that couch right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I bet. 5 films today.
I watched 5 films, 2020 films.
2020 films. Wow. And I do not know anything about which movies these are. So we're going to find out.
That's right, Kevin. Let's start with anal.
2020 in the ass. All right, Kevin, chill.
Marty.
Oh my God. But what's it called? Brad, other than that, how are you spending your last day of 2020?
We're just chilling. We didn't really want to go anywhere. Brenda's been pretty tired this week, so just gonna be a hangout sesh at the house. Drunk Kevin has arrived. All right. Keep
Kevin.
on rolling.
Keep on rolling, baby. Keep on rolling. What's it called? What's it called? Drunk Kevin has arrived. Yeah, he's in the Discord right now. So
I appreciate that.
Interesting. But even though we are not live, even though this is not early for patrons, and if you still want to become a patron, and the year's
There's
not
still time. There's still time before the end of the year.
Time before the end of the year. You go to patreon.com/nerdcore, and you go help us out over there. In 2021, we want to do some cool stuff, and we want to be able to do that with the help of our patrons. So go and do that and check that out, guys. Please, it would mean the world to us. And I've been doing all right. I watched my last film of 2020 yesterday.
What was it?
And I just Peru's official entry for Best International Film, Song Without a Name. Reviews coming up to the website soon. Just need to sit down and write it. But what's it called? It's that was my last film of the year, and I decided today I was like, I really want to do this thing. I really want to watch Andrei Rublev before the year ends. And I said,
too long. Too fucking long,
I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I really want to end the year with Song Without a Name.
I mean, we could do it for next year on something.
Yeah.
There's something like an international film month.
Yeah.
Like that would totally fit in.
Yeah. And I was like, I kind of want to do it, but at the same time, I was like, I kind of want to finish off the Tarkovsky movies with Brad because, Brad only needs 2 more. He needs Andrei Rublev and Nostalgia. I've watched Nostalgia already. And the only one I need left is to do Andrei Rublev. So, we'll see what happens there. So I was like, you know what? Let's just leave this. Let's leave Song Without a Name as the official last film I watched of 2020. And I was like, I'll leave it like that. And that's it. Even though I have a lot of other films that I could have watched for 2020s. Like, I still have Taiwan, China, Lithuania, and what's it called? Spain's official entries that I didn't get to watch. But yeah.
And as always, thank you, Stacy, for being with us in chat. One day we'll get you on the actual show and see if you're real and not a robot that's witty
We
and
love
sarcastic.
Patreon. Thank you for making our 2020 brighter and our Twitch chat funner.
Mhm.
A lot more fun. So the way that you guys, so if you guys don't know, usually this goes, I say my number 10, Brad says his number 10. I say my number 9, Brad says his number 9. And we go like that until we get
And we just speak on the movies. That's really
and
that's
we
what this list is. How many times have we done this? Is this we do one every year?
been
But
doing
it's like
this
4
since the 2017, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually since 2018. 2018 well, nope.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure. I'm not sure.
We'd have to go back and look.
We'd have to go back. Yeah, we have to go back.
We have too many episodes.
But because I want to kind of do this, and I want to go ahead and, excuse me, don't want to burp into the microphone. Because
Take a shot.
I really want to do this. I don't want to do this without I want this to be the last thing of 2020. I want to go ahead and give you all, first of all, what next month will be. The next month picks. So as you all know, of course, next month is Federico Fellini month here on the Nerdcore. It's my month, and I chose my 5 films, 4 for the public, 1 for our Patreon mini pod, and I am going to tell you all which ones they are if my Google Doc can load up, and it's loaded up. So my friends, next week we will start Federico Fellini month with his 1957 film Nights of Cabiria. And this is one of his most famous work, but it also was one of his grandest failures as it didn't make any money. And this was one of the last movies he made before it was like, hey, if the next one doesn't do good, my career as a filmmaker is over. I can't make anything else. And then after that, the next week will be the film that launched his career and actually kept him working as a filmmaker, La Dolce Vita.
Mm.
And then after that is one of his other famous works, which is renowned because of its odd, surrealist type of filmmaking technique. That is 8.5 from 1963. And then we end the month with Amarcord in 1973, which won him the Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars. And then, of course, our film that will be for our mini pod is none other than Fellini's Satyricon, which is a odd depiction of Rome before Christ. Of Fellini's Rome before Christ. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited. And like I said, I'm sure Brad may not be as high on these films, but I'm just glad that I'm able to kind of introduce him to this man.
I have no idea. I have never looked at or seen anything from Fellini. Mm-hmm. So it'll be kind of like, I don't know. Was I the one to introduce you to Kurosawa?
Yes, man, you were. Finally, Blade Runner, the Fellini cut.
That would be interesting.
Oh, my God.
Well, Raul tells me that would be an interesting one.
Very zany and kind of weird.
I don't think you could get Harrison Ford to overact like
a lot of sexual repression. But yeah,
that's a Blade Runner too.
I can't wait for next week. I'm really excited to watch these films with Brad and kind of discuss them because he's one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. He's somebody who I gained a really, really big interest for when I took my Italian cinema course. And then from there, I really started to get into his work, and I consider him to be one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. But we'll see. I really am excited to do this. And without further ado, Bradley, let's go ahead and get into this. And let's go into our wonderful top 10 list.
But before we do that, do you want to know what I watched?
Or
do we want to save it?
Let's save it.
I'll tell you at the end of the list on what order I watched them in.
Mm-hmm. All right. Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I'm currently on my letterbox because my phone's almost out of charge. So I'm going to be going in and out of this. So let's get this going. My number 10 of the year is actually my last film of 2020. I had a sneak in quickly with this film, but I am telling you all, this year has really been quite the year for first-time directors. And I'm telling you, when you all watch this film, it's unlike this person has made at least 5 films before this. That is none other than Song Without a Name from director Melina Leon. It is a Peruvian film about a a harrowing reality that happened in the 1980s and still happens today in Peru, of a indigenous mother who has her newborn baby, abducted from her after giving birth at a shady clinic. And we start to basically examine the political landscape of Peru and really how fucked Latin America and its corrupt governments were at the time and kind of still are. So that's my number 10. It has one of my favorite performances from pretty much, I think it's a relatively unknown actress, actually. She does a great job. It reminds me a lot about what's it called? The the attention that I wish that this film would get, like when Yalitza Aparicio got for Roma in 2018. So I really enjoyed this film, and I think that this film is really really important. And anybody who has a chance to watch this, please get to it soon. It's available to rent on Amazon, Vudu, iTunes, or it's on demand on DirecTV. So that's my number 10, Brad. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is The Devil All the Time,
All right.
starring Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson, who put on great performances that'll make you forget one was a vampire and one Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and just the whole movie is just from start to finish just freaking wonderfully shot, and I don't know, I really just enjoyed the whole story itself.
hmm Yeah, we raved a lot about what Colin brought to the table with that film, and we have our review up on the podcast feed if you guys want to go listen to it. Great film. I thought that that Holland did an incredible job, and also Robert Pattinson. Even though people are pissing at,
Even though it became a meme, honestly, yeah, that's kind of how preachers in the South be.
Yeah.
So I thought you hit it on the nail on the head there.
Yep. All right, Brad. We continue on to number 9. My number 9 is Chile's official entry for best international film, and what I believe will be nominated for best international film next year at the Oscars. That is Maite Alberdi's The Mole Agent. It's a documentary-esque kind of spy thriller film. It's basically about this whole this private investigator is seeking out an old man that can infiltrate a nursing home to basically find out if this accusation of elderly abuse is real or not. And honestly, what ends up being the actual what ends up actually happening there is a lot more heartbreaking than abuse. And I love this film. It was such an interesting documentary in the way that it kind of follows like the pattern of a film. And honestly, it's probably one of the best films I've seen this year, for sure. Brad, wait, what? Hold on. What did Stacey say? Yeah, we tend to forget Tom Holland's role in Twilight. Tom Holland was like, what's it called?
He was probably like 5 during that time or some shit.
Oh my God. All right, Brad, what is your number 9 of the year?
My number 9 is Miranda July's Kajillionaire.
I have not seen that.
It's kind of a comedy coming of age where 2 criminal parents have raised their daughter, and really all their daughter is looking for throughout this film is love and affection. And basically she's addicted to kind of that lifestyle with her parents. That's all she's known. And just the acting within this. And also Gina Rodriguez, who is another woman you do not leave your wife alone with. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Gina. I have my reservations about Gina, but I'll stop there.
But just the whole look of the film, the framing, the color, it's a really great watch.
All right, man. Yeah. What's it called? That's waiting for me to watch it for sure. My number 8 of the year is a film that we watched very early in the year. Well, not early in the year, but like what's it called? Towards the middle of the year. But it is a film that includes my favorite performance of the year. And it is a movie that I truly believe will be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars next year. That is none other than Spike Lee's The Five Bloods. I believe Chadwick Boseman will be nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and Mr. Delroy Lindo, who is my favorite performance of the year, will be nominated for Best Actor.
Although, if I'll say this in a future one on what I think of that.
Yeah, I believe this film is an incredible piece of art. It's also probably some of the best performances from all the cast members. Like, nobody in this film has a bad performance at all. No. Even Jonathan Majors, who's in this film. Wait, no, not Jonathan Majors. I'm sorry. What's it called? What was his name? What's it called? Played the son. Hold on. I'm grabbing names here, but this film is truly, truly incredible, and I enjoyed every moment. It's long, guys. It's long, but I never felt the length in this film, and it really kind of is a testament to what Spike Lee brought with his direction to this film, because I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, I can't find the cast. Cast here. Yeah, no, Jonathan Majors. It was Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors was great in this film, but to me, the person who takes this film is Delroy Lindo, dude. Absolutely, Delroy Lindo kills it in this movie. So, Brad, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is Disney's Soul.
Yeah.
It's quite a beautiful story, beautifully animated film that is particularly for adults. So if you're an adult, I say go watch it, because its basic premise and what it wants to tell is how, your purpose is just loving life. I mean, you can't get any more better than that.
Yeah. I have not watched Soul yet, but that's not one of the 5s because you watched that before. So I'm interested to see what else is up here. But I do need to get to watching Soul soon. My number 7 next on my list is another film that I watched towards the end of the year. I think it was like last month. It is I think it was this month. I do not recall now. But it's a film by another first-time director, and also another woman director on my list. So this film truly, what's it called? I was really looking forward to it. I had a sort of reservation at first because I said, I don't know how they'll approach this subject. And sometimes films can be a bit too preachy about the things that they subject their audience to within their narratives. But I think that when films work the best, and that's not saying that I don't agree with the subject of the film. I totally agree, and I believe that the woman had all her right to go with her decision that she had to make in this film. But some of the best films are the ones that can take you through the journey, and you understand why you should take the side of the person you're watching on the screen. And that is Eliza Hittman's Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. It is a film about a young underage woman who is pregnant and has to cross state lines to get a legal and safe abortion. And this includes my favorite performance from a woman this year, actress Sydney Flanagan, first-time actress, drops a clinic and runs circles around most of the people this year. And if she's not nominated, I'm gonna riot. What does Luis say? We need to watch Soul, Raul. Yeah, we do need to watch Soul. I need to get on that. But it didn't make it. It didn't make it to the list this year because I didn't get to watch it. Bradley, let me know what's your number 7.
My number 7 is actually The Five Bloods, which is one away from yours. And like you said, Delroy Lindo should be nominated for Best Actor, and Boseman for Best Supporting Actor. This film is just action packed and just awesome.
Yeah, dude, that film is just there's a specific scene that always comes to my head, and just how well crafted it was to kind of display the tension that was happening in that scene, but also just the acting and how great. Like my heart stopped with that specific scene I'm talking about, and I was like, oh god, this can go horribly wrong or great, or just great. So my number 6 is actually a film that I did not know was a 2020 we considered a 2020 film until my great friend Colin Martinez told me that it was a 2020 film. And this is a film that I watched towards the beginning of my semester, and like around August, September, that really surprised me. But also, it's Russian cinema. What doesn't surprise me? I love it. And this film brought something that was just incredibly painful to watch, but just was crafted so beautifully. And it was saying so much about classism and just the effects of war on its own people, and also the what's it called, the placement of gender norms on people, on women, especially during war times. It was great. This is Kantemir Balagov's Beanpole. It's a film about a woman who stays in Russia during the war, as another one goes off to the front lines to fight the war. Fight the war. That's what we are led to believe. And and a tragic event happens where her friend who stayed over in Russia basically has to make amends with her and find out how they could keep intact their friendship and possible romantic relationship. Brad, what is your number 6 of 2020?
My number 6 of 20 is Josh Trank's Capone, which more of a character study than a gangster film, which I think is why many people criticize it, but which is why I personally love it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
think Tom Hardy does a wonderful job, even though most people say he mumbles through the movie. Well, guess what? That was Capone. So he hit that on the head, and just the some of the imagery in this movie is just so well done. And I'm looking forward to other biographical movies that Josh Trank comes out with, because I know he's gotten a lot of shit before from past movies, but his biographical stuff, I'm very interested in seeing what he comes up with.
Yeah, and that is our bottom 5, and only one of them seems to be a new movie from Brad. So this is going to be crazy because, that means his top 4 either completely changed or some stuff had to get knocked off the list. So let's go ahead and get into this. My number 5 is Charlie Kaufman's I'm Thinking of Ending Things. If I could tell you everything that I love about this movie, I wish I could. But there is just so much to discuss within this film. I rather redirect you to our review on the podcast feed.
And before you do that, just go watch it.
Just go watch it. This film is melancholic. It's somber. It's beautifully crafted. But there is just so much being said within this film, and it's also probably one of the most unique films ever made. What's it called this year? Jesse Plemons and Jesse Buckley are incredible in this movie. Toni Collette as well, and I believe that this is probably one of the biggest snubs at the Oscars next year. That's possibly going to happen, because Charlie Kaufman deserves a Best Director award, especially because I read that this might be Charlie Kaufman's last directorial effort. So this is an incredible film. I highly recommend it. It is on Netflix. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about, because that's how badly I want you guys to watch this film. All right. Brad, we've gone into the top 5. What is your number 5 of this year?
My number 5 is probably the most intimate film of this year. Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always.
Oh, I am glad you watched this one. Yeah. Dude.
It is one of the most intimate. I don't know. It feels like it should be an A24 film. That's what it really feels like.
So now when I tell you that both of those girls were first-time actresses,
that's crazy. I wouldn't believe you. And also, if you watch this movie, that is the best friend anyone could ever have.
Mm-hmm.
I want her as a friend.
Possibly one of the. It's going to be a review next week, next week, or next year that we have to talk about. But this film is it's beautiful and it's so tough to watch at times. But like just the way the hitman frames the movie. It's like we are so tight at times with Sidney Flanagan's character, and then of course the scene where the title comes from. Fuck, one of the most heartbreaking and tough scenes to watch in this film.
And I think this, depending on who watches this, it is going to be a divisive film, but it needs to be. It brings you right in there into that room with the main character, and if you can't feel empathy for that, I don't know.
I don't know, man. All right, my number 4, which is probably Brad's like honorable mention. It is none other than Christopher Nolan's Tenet. This is part of my 5 stars, but is not a 10 in my books. Only 3 films got a 10 this year, and that's what's called my top 3 of the year. But this was a high one for me. I enjoyed this film. John David Washington and Robert Pattinson truly brought some great performances. But where I found myself being the most surprised with, performance-wise, was Elizabeth Debicki and Kenneth Branagh. I enjoy everything that Nolan brought to the table. And I wish that I could explain to you what this movie is about, because it's kind of tough to explain it. But time shit. It's time shit.
I don't know. I still need to watch it like 6 times to understand the fucking thing.
Yeah. But Brad, what is your number 4 of the year?
My number 4 is actually probably one of the best looking films. Not the best looking I've seen, but one of the best looking films of the year. Mm-hmm. And an actress and actor put on a clinic in this film, and they deserve a nomination, and that is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman. They just fucking knocked out of the park. And how Chadwick Boseman was able to put such a performance being as sick as he was, I don't know. That's just, man,
I've heard great things, man.
That's grit. It is. It's great.
Yeah. I've heard great things. I need to watch that because I haven't watched it as of late. But I've heard great things. I heard that it's a great send-off for Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, and you love Viola Davis in this.
Fuck yeah. I mean, you
guys do good. Suicide Squad. My God. No. Yeah. this out of the stratosphere, bro.
Yeah. My number 3 of this year is my first 10 that I gave. Well, not my first 10. My second 10 I gave this year. Because my first 10 is my number 2. That is none other than Darius Martyr's The Sound of Metal, currently streaming on Amazon Prime. Sound of Metal stars Riz Ahmed as a metal drummer who is losing his hearing, and he has to find a way to either cope with it or find a way to get his hearing back. And it's a very intimate film, and it's a film that I truly believe captivates the eternal struggle of being disabled and having to deal with everything that comes with that identity, and having to come with that and it comes with that part of the challenge of being disabled. It's Pat, Pat Ritchie is as well another great great person in this film. He should be 100% nominated for best supporting actor. And as of late, with the award season projections, it's looking like Riz Ahmed might just get that nomination. And
he deserves it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Larry the Cable Guy. When crime is committed in the past that affects the future, they have to deal with time shit. I wish I could award you Best Picture, my friend. I wish I could award you Best Picture. Brad, what is your number 3 of the year?
Well, not surprisingly, it is Sound of Metal. It was because of everything you fucking said.
I mean, it gets to that point during these lists where like one of ours has to be on the same like number. We're like, oh yeah, that's right there. That's right there for sure.
That's an agreement. That's up there.
Yeah. It's incredible how great this film is. And the fact that, we saw it pretty late in the year. Like we were like, we barely got to it, and we were like, oh yeah, no, there is no way that this isn't in my top 10. Like this is a definite one that it was up there. And I want to tell you all before you start asking, where's Promising Young Woman? Where's Nomadland? Where's this? Where's that? We didn't get to watch them.
There's only so much I can watch.
We didn't get to watch it because guess what? We're official critics. And we don't get screeners. I am set for a screener for Promising Young Woman on January 13th, though. So I am looking forward to that. And maybe I'll rearrange the list. But for right now, this is what my list is for the end of the year. So those are not going to end up in anywhere near in this list because I didn't get to watch them. So, Brad, we are heading into the top 2. And this film was my number 1 for so long when I watched it. I truly believed that nothing was going to come close. But my number 1 came in. That is, right now, my number 2 of the year. I'm going to try to read the director names because they're kind of tough to watch. I mean, tough to read. But this is Kleber Mendoza Filho and Juliano Dornelles, I think. I don't know how to read Portuguese that well. The 2020 film, and one of the best westerns I've seen, Bacurau. It comes from Brazil, and it looks at the village of Bacurau after one of its most important members passes away, and we are basically watching what happens when the Brazilian government works against its citizens and allows for what we call in Mexico los extranjeros, the people the people who come outside the country to mess and meddle with the government in Brazil and in the home country, aka the United States. And it's a wild film, and it's incredibly nuanced and probably one of the most interesting depictions of Latin American politics ever. Brad, I'm really interested. What is your number 2?
My number 2 for the year is the big, and I think probably the most beautiful film put out this year, Mank.
I have not watched Mank yet. Yeah, that's wild. What a lot of people are saying, like, you got to be a pretentious film guy to be like, Mank going on.
No, this movie's beautiful, Ro.
Yeah.
And Gary Oldman, he does terrific job, and just the story told in this, it's wonderful. Yeah.
So Fincher knocked it out of the park for you.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, some of those shots and just Amanda Seyfried in this, just this is a beautiful movie that tells the 1930s. It's great.
Yeah. But where's Nicolas Cage and the alimony paycheck?
Damn it. Didn't watch that one.
Didn't get to watch that one, dude. What's it called? Sorry, man.
Before we do the number 1, are we doing honorable mentions?
Yeah, honorable mentions are next.
Yeah.
All right. These are films that are in the bottom. So, like, I actually have a whole rank list, and I'll put my list in the description. I don't know if Brad has one on Letterboxd, but I'll put the whole list of what was on mine. But of course, I also want to go ahead and tell for people who are probably thinking like, "Hey, Raul, you're talking about the best movies of the year. What was your least favorite movie of the year?" Baby, that goes to The Tax Collector.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, that one's at the way bottom.
That one's pretty
and
bad.
I'm not going to speak anything after that, just because I know some of y'all are wondering. Yeah, Tax Collector's at the way bottom.
That one's pretty bad.
Before that one is The Extraction, and before that one is The Rental, and that's all I'll tell you.
Rental might be tied with that one for me. Yeah. Why did we watch those? Why didn't we watch good shit?
Yeah, that's all we could find at the time, bro. My honorable mentions I have is Jairus Bustamente's La Llorona, which you can watch on Shudder. This is the good version of La Llorona. Probably one of the most interesting, depictions of the story of La Llorona mixed into a contemporary setting within Guatemala, where La Llorona is played by an indigenous woman. What is hard about casting an indigenous woman, Hollywood? They exist. All right. That I also have. What's it called? Of course, Aaron Sorkin's The Childhood Chicago 7. I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was great, but as soon as other stuff started popping out, that one got knocked out the list. Yeah. The Invisible Man from Leigh Whannell.
Oh, that was an early one. That was an early one from this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, Leigh Whannell, great film and one of the best depictions of the story of the Invisible Man. What's it called? Elizabeth Moss. What's it called? Does an incredible job and does an incredible, what's it called? Way at portraying such a nuanced character. The Devil All the Time is my other one that I really enjoyed. It just got bumped off the list because of everything else that I started watching. And of course, my last honorable mention. How could I not bring this one up? Hold on, I gotta read the whole goddamn title, don't I?
Very nice.
Oh my god, Borat, subsequent movie film. Subsequent movie film. Delivery of prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan.
I like the first title.
Hey man, I really like the
I know why they changed it, but I like the first title.
Oh, what's it called? Sorry, we got to cast Steve Martin as La Llorona. Fuck, man, that would be terrible. And you'd be surprised the female Hispanic demographic he belongs in. You'd be surprised the female demographic. Look, man, Borat was great. It was my favorite comedy of the year for sure. And it was a pleasant surprise that it was as good as it was, being the sequel to one of the best. What's it called? To a film that was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad, what are your honorable mentions of the year?
My honorable mentions are, and I only have 4 of them. King of Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pete, is it Davidson? Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
I think he performed very well in this, better than his stand-up special. So I suggest people watch this instead of his stand-up special. Like you said, Borat, subsequent movie film. I'm not going to say the whole title, but yes, that was one of the best comedies of the year, and it definitely deserves to be mentioned. Probably the best documentary that we haven't mentioned, Crip Camp.
Crip Camp, yep.
Is on my list. And my final honorable mention, and I didn't love this movie as much as Raul, but I think it's deserving, is Bacurau.
Brad, you got to watch Bacurau?
I watched Bacurau. And my only complaint really with it is the first, like, I love the second half. That second fucking half is just all action packed shit. That first, to get to the second half, that first half just was very slow for me. I get why they did it. It just felt very slow for me. And then there were issues where I think they were kind of going for a grindhouse movie effect, and then they were going for a more realistic, and sometimes it didn't pair up well for me.
Yeah.
But I still liked it. I still enjoyed it, and I get what you're saying. All the aspects you say, I get that. It's really that first hour was a little too long for me.
It's fucking wild though, right?
It's fucking wild. Jesus.
Yeah, that movie was wild, dude.
That second half, man, I'm just like, God damn.
Like,
like there goes a white man. I can't say it, but it's just rolling.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that movie's crazy, dude. I'm telling you.
I see why. I understand. I think why you found more enjoyment than I did.
Yeah.
I get that, but it's on my honorable mention. I gotta put it out there because that fucking thing's wild, especially the second half of the movie.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, that movie is crazy, dude. Like, I did not expect to like it as much as I did. And this is coming from the person who rented it when it was showing on virtual cinema, and I forgot to watch it. And I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna pay another $6 to rent this on Amazon. I watched it, and holy shit! I mean, I was floored. I was like, this is incredible. I mean,
I think this one is one that'll probably get a Criterion collection.
If it doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed.
I think it probably will.
This is one of those essential Brazilian films you need to watch when you want to get into the movies from that country. It's like a City of God to me. That City of God is one of the most essential Brazilian films you can watch. But here we go, Brad. Are we ready to talk about our number ones? And anybody who knows me knows that I've already spoiled you as to what my number one is. But I truly did not expect for this film to hit the way it did. Like I said, it is so difficult sometimes for a movie to get me where this movie got me. You know, I am a very a person who is very, what's it called, in tune with his identity, but at times I feel like I don't understand who I am a lot of the times. I'm a person whose culture is everything to them. And if you were to strip that from me and put me in a place where I can't be who I am within my culture, it's something that's truly difficult to maneuver. It's why last year's The Farewell, you know, what's it called, struck me as much as it did. Because other than it being one of the hardest depictions of grief and loss, it's also a film that talks a lot about being from one place but not belonging to that place and having to go back to that place and maneuver that culture that you thought you knew but you don't. I am talking about Fernando Frias de la Paz de la. Hold on, I want to say the name correctly. Fernando Frias. Yeah, thank you guys for not putting the whole freaking name on Letterboxd. Fantastic. Good. Oh my god. I refuse to continue on with this until I actually say the correct name. The fuck was that? Oh, dude. Shit, my painting.
No. Really need to hang that up.
Yeah. Yeah, I really do need to. Yo, what's going on with Google today? Like, what's it called? What's going on with my internet connection today? It's just doing terrible. Here, this needs to go.
Well, the stream's been going well.
Yeah, stream's been going well. I don't know why I can't search up a damn movie title.
I don't know. Tell Eric to get off the porn sites.
Jesus Christ, bro.
I know he's back in.
He's back in freaking. Raul's number one, Wonder Woman 1984. Imagine if all that description was for Wonder Woman 1984.
No, that shit was that shit didn't even make honorable mentions.
Dude, that shit did not make anything.
I mean, I'd rather honorable mention Tenet than that.
Oh God, bro. Hold on.
I didn't understand it, but look at Tenet.
All right, Fernando Frias de la Parra. That is the 2020 film. Ya no estoy aquí. I'm no longer here. This film, I mean, just what I have to describe to you, the plot. It's really hard for some people to really digest this, but basically, after miscommunication, a 17-year-old boy gets exiled from Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, gets sent over to the United States because if he were to come back, he has a literal target on his head. And while in the United States, he maneuvers a different culture, but also a culture of discrimination, racism, and unequal economic opportunities for immigrants. And it's a film that truly captivated me on all levels. And it's a film that I could not believe was made by a first-time director. I could not believe it. I absolutely could not, man. I said, there is no way that this is made by a first-time director. No way. Like this feels like a film that is like the sixth in his catalog. And I mean, I truly didn't expect to fall in love with the movie the way it did. It's a movie that I was like, okay, I gotta watch this. Like the first thing on my mind, I said, I gotta watch this because this is Mexico's official entry into the best international feature category. And I said, okay, yeah. I mean, I have to watch it. Like, it's a review. It's a possible review for the website, and I have to do this. But when I tell you that everything that was pouring out of that screen and the way that it just affected me and the way that it was presented, it's truly captivating. And to me, it is the best film of this year. And to me, this will be the 2021 Best International Feature winner. Hands down, this is gonna win it. There's no way it doesn't. Brad, let's go ahead and do this. What is your number one of the year?
I think you know because I've been saying it for like months. I was expecting it to get knocked off by something today because I watched 5 really good movies.
Yeah.
and none of them still affected me like this movie.
Hold on, before you say it, you want to give me the order in which you watched those 5 films?
Oh, of course. So the order I watched them was the first one this morning, early this morning, was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Okay.
And then I watched, let me see. I watched, and I watched Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always.
Okay.
And then I watched, no, sorry. I take that back. I watched Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Then I watched Bacurau. Then I watched Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always.
Yeah.
Then Kajillionaire, and ended it with Mank.
Yeah. Dude, how the hell you go from Ma Rainey's to Bacurau? Like,
Because you were like, because I wanted to see Chadwick Boseman.
yeah.
Like, that was my thing this morning, is like, I really want to see what his last acting performance was.
Yeah.
And then you throw in Viola Davis in that movie, which I wasn't even expecting. And I'm just going, holy fuck, she puts on a fucking class for everyone. And then Bacurau, you were so excited for that film. And I was like, I need to watch this before the end of the year. Like, if I'm going to watch any film before the end of the year, it's going to be this one. And then it kind of went into also Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. I mean, I went on to HBO Max, and another one you recommended, and I agree. And then Kajillionaire. Kajillionaire was one of those weird ones because it was like I was flipping through my phone or something, or I was looking at top list for 2020 because I'm like, what movies do I want to really get at the end here? And Kajillionaire was on there, and the trailer like got me.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it got me. And then Mank. Well, I've been hearing about Mank for like the past couple weeks.
Month.
Yeah. So, and that movie is just so enormous and just so the images are beautiful and just the acting. My God. Yeah. So that's how I got to there.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get this going. I know what your number one is, but for everybody else, Brad, tell us your number one of the year.
My number one is probably the best psychological horror I've ever seen. And also, it makes me believe Jesse Plemons is the next Philip Seymour Hoffman. Rest in peace.
Wonder Woman 1984.
Fuck you. It is, of course, the great, and you can watch it on Netflix right now. I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course.
That's my number one
for a bit
now. For like, I've been waiting. I was waiting for something to knock it off.
Brad's number one. What's that movie with recent movie with Pauly Shore again?
I see how highly Stacy thinks of me. It's the Weasel. It's the Weasel.
Oh my God, dude! I am. Yeah, I mean that film is. If Kaufman doesn't at least get a screenplay nomination, because like
they're fucking up.
Yo, how do you write that script? Is my question.
And I think Jesse Plemons deserves. I think both those the actor and the actress in that both deserve noms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, truly captivating film. I think that it's one of the best of the year. I mean, the moment we watched it, you're like, yeah, no, I mean, like this is it. Like, you know, I don't anything that comes after this can try, but I don't know how it's gonna top this one.
I literally watched 5 great movies today. I'm like, there's got to be something, and it's just like, yes, they were all great, but they just didn't affect me like I'm Thinking of Ending Things did.
All right, man. What's it called? That was good, and we'll see what 2021 brings. You know, we have a couple of films that will be coming out next year that we're looking forward to. We're probably gonna have to get some answers on. Hey, what's considered a 2021 movie? Like Nomadland came out this year,
but we haven't seen it.
Wide release into 2021.
Yeah.
So does it count as a 2021 film?
Probably. I mean, until I don't know, in the US, probably.
Yep. But my friends, I want to know. Oh look, What's going on, Michelle? Thank you for
Hey,
stopping by
Michelle.
towards the end of the show. Um, Stacy, Luis, Michelle, Kevin, if whatever you watched from this year, 2020, what was your favorite movie of the year? I want to hear from you all. But of course, we are missing a couple of films. Of course, we're missing, we're missing Nomadland. We're missing Promising Young Woman. There was one that I remember hearing a lot about. Freaking, what's it called? Boy State. I heard great things about Boy State, and I was like, oh man, I didn't get the chance to watch Boy State. Um, I did not watch Emma. I didn't watch what's it called? I mean, I don't know if it would end up in my fucking top 20 list, in my top 10 list, but I don't fucking care really. I didn't watch Mulan. I doubt that. I mean, I didn't watch what's it called? The New Mutants.
Oh hell no! Like no, that straight to the trash bin, straight to Hulu.
Straight to Hulu. Yeah, but there was one that was missing that I truly felt like, God, if I can get the chance to watch this, I believe it'll hit that. My most, like, the movie that I truly wanted to watch so hard this year, so badly. But I didn't get the chance to get the screener, and I didn't get to rent the movie on time on the Film Lincoln Center. I'm truly, truly, truly sad that I didn't get to watch Minari. I wanted to watch Minari so hard, and it's so bad, and I wanted to experience that, and I knew that my list would look really different if I had watched Minari. But we're gonna have to, what's it called?
What's your most anticipated film for 2021?
My most anticipated film for 2021 is Wong Kar-wai's Blossom Shanghai, with The Green Knight right after.
Ooh, The Green Knight.
Yeah. Wong Kar-wai's Blossom Shanghai. It's his fourth installment in a series of films that he's been making. And like I said, time and time again, if you do not know the director Wong Kar-wai, watch one of his films, and you will know that name right after. He's one of the most stylistic directors you'll ever watch. But holy crap, it is something to watch one of his movies. I mean, I don't know what they do in that continent of Asia, but whatever film schools they go to over there, I want to go to one of them because they do them different over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's The Green Knight.
Perfect Blue, or are we talking 2020? We're talking 2020 release. But if your favorite movie that you watched this year, like a first time watch, it was Perfect Blue. I completely understand. What's it called? Probably Soul for me. Good movie to watch before the year ends as well. Nice. Seth Rogen's The Green. No. Oh man.
Nah, bro. Seth Rogen's making faces right now. Don't bring that up.
Don't bring that up. Even though the year was tough for most of us, at least what's it called for a lot of us, at least we had movies there to keep us company, and we were able to at least make a top 10 list this year, which I thought was going to be a difficult task.
Actually, they were both really good lists, in my opinion.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah! It's no 2019 list, right? But it's a good list. It's a really good list.
I mean, I'd have to go back. It might be better than 2019 for me. Some of these movies are just out of the park.
Hold on. So I want to get some little stats in here. I wanted to say, I know we're hitting the hour mark. It's been a while since we've hit the hour mark on the show before.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. But what's it called? Out of all of these films, by the way, this is my third consecutive year that I've had an international film be my number one. Last year it was The Farewell. Mm-hmm. The year after that it was Roma, and this year it's what's it called? I'm No Longer Here. Out of all of the movies this year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of my films were what's it called? We're in a different language other than English. Yeah.
Do you count Sound of Metal with that?
Yeah, but they it's still
it's still
into English.
I was just saying, like, a lot of it's sign language.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think I would consider that. Yeah, so 6. Out of most of these movies, a lot of these were independent films. like independently made or non-blockbuster films. My only blockbuster film, to be honest, was Tenet. And that was like wild. That to me, like that's the only big one that was there. But yeah, I think that truly like the best in the like indie movie to me was Sound of Metal for sure. But like you know, also out of I also had three films directed by women, but three of those films were first time director films. So that was nuts.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, and I think no, out of this, what's it called? One, two, three. Three of them were also first time directors, and what's it called international. But yeah, Brad, it's been fun. We will see them next year,
Fuck
literally,
yeah.
um, as we commence Federico Fellini month, and I take you on a tour of extravagant, what's it called? Of an extravagant journey of zany, contemplative, and just downright odd cinema. But guess what? It's my month, and I'll get high if I want to.
And he'll cry if he wants to.
If cry if I want to. Yeah. But I'm really excited for this, guys. As always, I want to thank our wonderful patrons who make the move to make these shows happen, and they do everything they can to what's it called support us. You've done a lot for us this year, and I want to thank you all so much for everything you've done because it's been a tough year, but a lot of what we've been able to do have what's it called has been possible because of our patrons.
Yeah, we got roll two screens.
Two
Two
screens.
screens, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it called? We were able to get the streaming set up ready to do that. And I've been doing that a lot. Our movie commentaries has been one of the funnest things that we've done this year. I really got to say that I've enjoyed a lot what we've done with the movie commentaries. And I think that I think that it would not 2020 would not be what's it called saved for me if it wasn't for those commentaries. Having fun to be able to watch movies with Brad and the rest of the crew.
And then also kind of just how the live show evolved and became kind of like a necessary pillar into our nerdcore like creation.
Also our sanity. Let's go. Michelle's favorite movie of 2020 was Onward,
which I did not watch.
I watched that. And it's it's in my top 20. But yeah, I thought that was good though. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, I want to thank you all so much, the Patreon supporters, especially our producers, our writers, and our showrunner. As always, I want to thank our associate producers, Cassie and Sarah. Our executive producers, Grayson Barker, who you can follow at Grayson Barker 98 on Instagram, Warlord1Bar on Twitter, and then our wonderful Shane.
For the final of this year, you can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at XSRK_.
All right. And also our wonderful writers, Brown Rice 96 on Twitter, Instagram, what's it called? The YouTube, Twitch.
Love you, Bryce.
Love you, Bryce. Our New Year's resolution is to discuss one of these, one of the Transformer films. Oh, Sam, thank you for the
Sam.
Thank you for the biddies. Thank you. Give me biddies. I'll show you my.
Never love them biddies.
Give me some biddies and I'll show you my. Oh, never mind. Our other writer, Tony.
Hey, Tony. Happy New Year.
Real nerdy dad. Happy New Year, Tony. And of course, our wonderful showrunner, Tamor 23. TAYMOOR 23. Brad hates that he couldn't be at the meeting, but
yeah, it got too late. And Brenda was like, I need to sleep to go to work. And I'm like, okay.
I thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Tamor. Thank you for believing us in the vision that we were doing here. And we hope to make you proud with these great episodes that we try to make out here. So without further ado, Bradley, for the last time for this year, it's been a lot of fun. As always, we'll catch you guys next week when we start our Federico Fellini month. In the meantime, stay safe. Please, this happens a lot during this year. But do not, stand close to fireworks after you light them.
Also, bring your dogs in.
Bring your dogs in.
They'll run up the fucking wall to get away from that shit.
And also, don't freaking shoot a gun while you're drunk. And this, most importantly, do not drink and drive. Please. One of the most selfish acts you can do is drinking and driving. And my friends, let's not end 2020 with anything like that.
Yep.
So without further ado, it's been a wonderful time, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This has been the Nerd Chicano. Signing off. Bradley. Set him out.
Ryro, Ayden being host, as always. And for the final of 2020, I appreciate you, sir, and all you do. Thank you to all those in chat who joined us today and have joined us before. You guys are great. You make this really fun to do, and it kind of gave reason for us to get on Twitch. So thank you all. Thank you to all our listeners out there. Over 60,000 listens. That's crazy. We didn't even think we'd get 1,000. So thank you all. Thank you to all our Patreon supporters. Yeah, we didn't think anybody would pay for us either. So there's a lot of things we didn't think would happen, but you guys made possible. So thank you for supporting us. And I guess to end this, once and for all of this horrible fucking year, rest in peace to all those we've lost. Rest in peace to MF Doom. Fuck 2020. Young Yoda out.